Shall we do this thing? Let's do this. Episode 200.
It's tradition that I have to be drinking while you do the intro.
That's true.
Okay.
Okay, well,
just
hold on.
Just
get
say
another
when.
sip going, and then I'll just get going. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Team Chat Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Jared Wilson, joined by Rachel Mogan.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno to you as well. How are you this fine day?
What if this setup was how we always did it?
We could. Honestly, I mean, we could.
Isn't this how cowboys talk, like side by side instead of facing each other?
Yeah.
But we're usually at an angle.
I know, which I kind of like the angle. This
I like
feels
the angle
slightly
too.
just like
This feels wrong.
weird, but I do like using these.
You
the
are
arms.
very much on my good side now, though, so I can definitely hear you.
That works. I do like using these arms, though. That's really good. We need to put those on the table.
You keep saying that, and
Then I keep running out of time.
They're your
It
arms.
happens. These are my arms. I don't know what to do with my hands.
These are my arms.
But anyway, welcome everybody to our 200th episode of Team Chat Podcast, a video game show where we talk about the games we love, the ones we hate, and everything in between. As you know, new episodes, but not today because it's live, come out on Tuesday, 9 a.m. Central Time. And you can listen to those on podcast services around the World Wide Web, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and others. You can also watch a video version of each episode on our YouTube. And because it's live, I can do this.
Whoa.
And show you our YouTube channel that you can go and like
look
and subscribe
at it.
and watch all these great content. Look at all this content. There are 199 episodes. Will be soon 200 episodes that you can that you can go watch, along with some bonus episodes and some other fun, exciting things for you to look at. So, alongside the YouTube channel, you can also find us on social media such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. What's up, Instagram Live? And you can join our Discord server where we have a lot of great conversation and fun chatting about games when we're not here recording the show, and we get to talk more with all of you there. And finally, if you're really loving and enjoying what we're creating for you each and every week, you can head over to patreon.com/teamchatpodcast, where for as little as $1 a month, you can support the show, and in return, we'll give you cool perks like getting the episodes early before their general Tuesday release, access, depending on your tier, to Team Chit Chat, which is our show where we talk on a topic outside of gaming, and patrons get 2 weeks early access to that show. You also get access to a private channel on our Discord server, the Rogues Gallery, where we have, patrons there also get a little bit move things first. Like when we changed our new logo and showed all that, they got access to it first there. They also got access to our new website when we were messing around with the new website, which I got to say, website needs a little bit of an upgrade soon. So we'll be.
I'm working on it.
Oh, you are working on it.
I'm working on it.
Oh, that's right. Because you're taking
I'm taking some classes. I'm trying.
Right.
I'm doing my best.
Oh man, I just had a slight heart attack that I hadn't started the recording and it did. So
God.
we're good.
Thank Christmas.
But anyway, so we're here. Oh, but then I was talking about Patreon. Everything's off the rails now because we're doing it live. But that's whatever. That's the fun of doing it live.
Well,
but on top of all that stuff, like I said, $1 a month, it can get you early access to the shows before the general Tuesday release and access to a whole bunch of other great fun stuff. So check that out, patreon.com/teamchatpodcast. If you can't do that, that's no big deal at all. We totally understand. We just love that people are here listening to us each and every week. And we really appreciate it if you could help us out by either telling your friends, subscribing on YouTube, subscribing on the podcast channel of your choice, and writing us a review. All those things help make the show bigger and better as well. We love and appreciate each and every person who has listened to the show, because without you all, we would not be here sitting at 200 episodes, and that is super exciting.
It is, and I just kind of want to say, special shout out to some of our oldest supporters.
I was actually going to read
Yeah,
all the
go
people
for it, because
who have supported the show on Patreon before, because they deserve a special shout out.
Not just Patreon though. We've had people that have been supporting the show for years.
Oh yeah,
just
yeah.
By being
I just wanted to read
listeners.
this one especially because these are I just wanted to give a big thank you to that. We got Andrew Bogan, Ark, Bentley Grigg, Brandon Weaver, Dylan Biles, Future Rascal, me. Oh yeah, that's right, because I wanted to be able to see what it looks like when we get the emails and stuff. Oh sorry, Instagram. Joey Janishek, Joseph Diaz, Louis Gonzalez, Michael Sandoval, Nicholas Blavine, and Not Quite Nerds. Thank you to all of our patrons.
So much.
Both current and former, but then also, again, thank you to all the people who have listened. And what were you saying, as you were saying, the people who have
Yeah, I mean, just
supporters.
people, longtime supporters of the show. Fuchsia, Brandon, especially. He, I feel like some of our best content has come either as suggestions of a few, particular people, or just some really great feedback.
Mm-hmm.
We used to get really long emails from Brandon, and I always looked forward to those. Not so much anymore, but that's okay. Because
I actually because Brandon actually I would send him some stuff because we got some team chat stickers. Which we have team chat stickers. Anybody want a sticker? Let me know.
Where are they?
I've actually got some. Hold on.
I'll stall while he's gone.
Hold on. I think I might have to put some in here.
We've got gum.
There they are. That's another podcast.
We have a photo of this very old lady.
It's Ann Johnson, ex-governor of Texas, I believe that's her name.
Really?
Yeah, it's another podcast I met at the Austin Podcasters meetup. They do like Texas politics podcasts called The
God,
Rabble. Shout out.
I should be so lucky to wind up this elegant.
Oh man, I messed that up. Yes, I don't know Texas politics. I wasn't. Yeah. But anyway, Team Chat stickers. Woohoo! Who wants
Woo.
one? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
But anyway, I was sending him that, and I sent him some of these, and I told him keep the hot takes and reviews coming because I love hearing them. They're great.
I do too. They're always great.
He's always got a great opinion on these games, and I love it. I think he should write. I think honestly, he should write reviews.
He
I think
should.
he'd be really good at it.
Yeah.
Throwing that out there, Brandon. But yeah, I guess since this is our okay, so we got Doodle Advise. He wants a sticker. All right. I guess we should
sticker,
make note of
please.
people who ask for stickers. But anyway, so I guess we won't follow the normal format of this since we won't do like a moment with Mogan and all that because this, like I said, this episode is going to be our 200th episode. It is a celebration of everything we have done and everyone that we've interacted with and all the great conversations that we've had on this show.
All the great games
All
we've
the great
played
games we've played
that
and
I
talked
probably
about.
otherwise not. I had this thought as we were like gearing up for this episode. I was
Yeah.
like, man, what do I think is the worst game I've ever played? You know what the first one that came to mind was? Freaking Rage 2.
The worst game you've ever
The
played?
worst game I've ever played.
was a bad one.
Rage
I
2
gotta
was
say, that was a
not
bad
good.
one.
Don't play it, people. It's bad.
did we-
Instagram, don't play Rage 2. It's a bad game.
We talked about that one in episode 179.
Oh god, and it was terrible. Ugh, don't. Yeah, the amount of views that one has is accurate. Don't
7.
don't look at that episode. Don't listen to it. Well, listen to it because we do just take a lot of time to just.
I think
shit
it's one of the
all
games.
over.
It's like I've honestly had the discussion, or in my head, I've had the discussion of should I change the intro line from the ones we love, the ones we hate, and everything in between, because we honestly don't really ever talk about that much games that we hate.
But every now and then we get
Every
one.
now and then
Every now
we
and
get
then.
one.
And I like those episodes.
It should be something more along the lines of, we'll talk about the ones we love, the ones we love 95% of the time, and the ones we hate only 5% of the time. I can't do math. It's a hard thing for me. But anyway, you get the idea. We love games way more than we actually hate them. So, it is what it is.
Real quick shout out to the two people who did give us some responses regarding what some of their favorite moments from the show were. Bro Mogan's was actually very recent, and I was really surprised at what he picked. He says Stream Daddy. When we streamed Dream Daddy is
That
one
was
of
a good
his
time.
is one of his favorite things we ever did, and we had a ton of fun doing it. So maybe someday we'll be able to revisit that game or do some additional streams of other
I need
ridiculous
to
games.
upload the stream to our YouTube. That's been something on my
Yes.
to-do list for
It
a
is
while,
very
things
long,
I need to get on here.
but
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like, what, 6 hours, you
We
think?
can upload it in chunks though. Make it
I was going to
like
do just
part
like
one,
part
two,
one, part two.
three.
Ooh, we got
Yeah.
a follower.
And then just I don't know who that is.
Lock
but
90, thank you.
thank you. And then Destroya, aka Brandon. I really enjoy this one. Threw me so far for a loop. Destroya says I really enjoyed the educational games
That was
episode.
a fun episode, though.
I gotta admit, I don't entirely remember it. I'm almost 99%
I gotta go back and
positive
find it.
that I talked about Jumpstart 4th grade because it's the greatest educational game of all time.
I talked about Operation Neptune, Oregon Trail. We talked about, but then
yeah.
the lesser known Amazon Trail and Africa Trail.
Oh yeah, we talked about and Math Blaster probably.
Oh damn, this was episode
that was
114.
that was actually not that long ago. We did
I
that
thought it was older.
relatively
This threw me off
recently.
seeing it. Oh wait, here let me go switch over to the computer real quick.
But he
I'm
also
just gonna go ahead
said-
and throw this out there, everyone. Obviously, we're gonna be like we're recording this. We'll put this episode up on YouTube per usual. People who are listening to this on audio when this comes out on Tuesday, I would greatly suggest switching over to the YouTube version of this episode, just because there's gonna be a lot more content over there. So
Jumpstart 5th grade. Excuse
was
me.
better. All right, so
I
let me
don't know
see.
about that.
So let's talk about educational games right here. This is episode 114.
God, that was a long ass.
This is before I was doing chapters and letting everybody know, okay, internet, be that way.
I still own that jacket. In fact, I haven't really gotten any new clothes.
Oh my God, look at that.
We look exactly the same. Are we wearing the same outfits?
I don't know.
And
man.
then he also says that the discussion episodes of Life is Strange. And I completely agree with that one. I think the episodes that we did about Life is Strange 1, both on their
Yeah.
own and collectively, I think those were some of the most fun episodes we've ever done.
I think so.
Just because, we both played it together. We were on the same page the whole time. We had differing paths. So it was just
Had
so
different
fun
stories.
to compare and see where we both were at. And unlike Life is Strange 2, we
Not
both
our
actually
favorite.
liked
Not our
it.
favorite, yeah.
we adore, in fact, Life is Strange 1. Not saying Life is Strange 2 is a bad game.
No.
It's just different.
Different strokes for different folks, kind of thing.
Indeed.
But no, I have to say that I feel like the Life is Strange episode was one of the first episodes I feel like that was a game that you and I both talked about because we had both played. And that
Apathetic Akane. I think that's April. I love you. Mwah. And if I'm wrong and it's not April,
Still
not
love you.
bad.
but no, I really like that one because I think that was one. It was one of the first games I think that we had both played through at the same time. So it wasn't like I was just playing through it for the first time and you had played it like years before. So it was a lot of things. No. I was just saying in general, in overall.
My bad.
And so, but it was really cool though because we had just played it. So it was one of those first games I feel like that we talked about, even though that was episode what when we talked about
The first one?
the first one.
The
Here we
first
go. The full
episode?
Life is Strange recap was episode. Whoa, sorry everybody.
86. That was a
86.
long
That
time
was a
ago.
while ago. So
and
that
this was
was-
the recap, so we started
We had
even
already
earlier
played
than
before
that.
all that. Yeah. So we had first started it.
Where is it on here? It's so hard to like
There's so many things
visually
here.
pick it out.
Is that the last one? Where was it?
I know.
Let's talk about Life is Strange. Oh, okay. Wow, we did that really quick. Because episode 81 was when we first talked about Life is Strange. Episode 89. Because we didn't do it episode
okay.
by episode.
Right, because we didn't have to because
Right.
it was already
was already
out.
all
we
out.
were able to get all of the episodes at the same time. It is dropped into Drop a Moomin. April, I love you. More friends from Canada.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thanks everybody for being here. This is a lot of fun.
Big
Thank you for
Moomin
celebrating with us.
hugs and hard eyes.
But yeah, so I think that one was great because it was one of the first episodes that we had really played on a game that we had both mutually first played. And I think that is those episodes when we do that, even though we didn't like the Life is Strange season 2 as much as Life is Strange 1, it's still though, I think those games where we play the games closer to in connection to each other like that, I think that is when some of our best content is, honestly. Because
yeah, I agree.
I just think because we gel so well on all that stuff, and and we have different opinions on different things. We have different journeys in the game, like we did with Life is Strange. So I think that just really does. I don't know. I just really like when we do that. And so I think, but we've got one of those coming up soon because we're both playing through Control right now.
That's right.
And so when we
yes,
finish
I need
Control-
to catch up. You're ahead of me now.
I'm way ahead of you.
Yeah,
It's
you're
getting
way ahead
so
of me.
good.
Oh my god. Okay, you got to take a pause. I will catch up
Okay,
tomorrow.
it's so good. But yeah, so it's that game's getting better and better. So I can't wait for everybody to listen to hear that episode because it's going to be a good one.
And if anybody has, suggestions for games, especially that are kind of decision based, where you're able to branch off in different paths or just have slightly different
Good old
experiences,
RPGs.
yeah, please feel free to suggest those to us because we are always on the hunt for new games to play together specifically because we love that kind of stuff and we want to do more of it. So if you've got a game in mind, throw it out there. We will happily at least look into it.
Yeah,
Whether or
for
not we actually pick it up is a mystery, both because of our wallets and our access points.
Gaming on a budget, we're gamers on a budget. We can't unfortunately play everything that comes out
Yeah.
as much as we would love to. Hey Sam.
Hi, Sam. Hi. So we both have access to Nintendo Switches. We both have PS4. Jarrett has a PC. I regrettably only have a Mac. Don't roast me in the comments.
And
It's
I
not
had
my
the Ma-
fault.
I had the Michael Sinfall says he can't make the stream right now, but expects a reveal of a statue in his honor.
Oh, I mean,
Well, we're running out of studio space,
yeah,
but for all the statues of all the pages.
hang on. I can do this.
Okay,
I got this.
So I'll keep talking while you're doing that. But yeah, so I really liked the Life is Strange one for that reason. I think that just made for an incredible, I think that was one of the first times I was like, man, we got something special. Not that we hadn't, we already had some great talk and everything beforehand. Come on up. Scooch on back up.
Okay, Michael Sandoval. Please forgive me that it doesn't look exactly like you.
I can't believe you were able to custom make this statue.
Yeah, but
so quickly.
I went behind the scenes. We paused the episode. I don't know if you saw that, but I worked some
quick.
magic, and I present to you the reveal of the Michael Sandoval tribute statue. I hope you like it. I hope it's everything that you've dreamed of. No, it's not a Yoshi. This is Michael Sandoval.
Oh, sorry, it's Michael
yeah,
Sandoval.
it's
My
Michael
bad.
Sandoval. It's definitely not a Yoshi. So you're welcome and thank you.
But also, so, we've obviously been on this for 200 episodes, which I also do have to say, this is episode 200. We would be completely remiss if we didn't talk about our first 100 episodes and how great those were, especially when we did have Zach on with us and everything. Because
I do miss that
I've gone
guy.
back and I've listened to some of those episodes periodically, and it's just we did have, all three of us, a great rapport and a repartee between each other, and just like how we would be throwing jokes back and forth. Although I have to say, you guys had a much stronger knowledge of
because you freaking won't watch SpongeBob. It's not
There's
our
so
fault
much
you won't watch
SpongeBob to watch.
SpongeBob.
How
Welcome
can I
back to
catch up?
SpongeCast, everybody.
We're switching gears.
Honestly, that's one of the things that I think about when I think of Zach every single time. It's not Halo. It's not any of the other games that he passionately enjoys. It's like, I miss having somebody else that knows SpongeBob jokes.
I just remember
it's so important to
Hey,
me.
Mrs. Puff, or whatever whatever that one was, but still, so
I
it's
am
like
cheating, Mrs. Puff.
it's still though that was a very special time too, and all those episodes are some incredibly great content as well. And so, if anyone here is new and hasn't listened to some of our older stuff, yes, it's old,
But they're still really
but
good.
there's some great stuff. Like D-Train McLean brought up earlier in chat about our episode 21, which was, I think, a turning point for the show, honestly.
I do think it was a turning point, but just because I'm seeing it right now, right below it, the memorable characters episode, I think that one was amazing.
That was a good one.
We had such a good time talking about that, and it was one of the earlier episodes we did. That was, probably episode 15, looking back at this?
Is it hot in here, Miss Puff?
Is it hot in here, Mrs. Puff? That's what it is.
That's what it was.
Yes.
Earlier, when I played the audio from the computer, did that come through for everybody? Because I wanted to play the opening of. Oh wait, there wouldn't be actually video for this because we didn't start videoing
That's right.
them until episode 30.
Oh, thank Jesus we didn't video that one.
That would have been a crazy one. But we have to find
What? That was a big
Dylan's song.
Oh yeah, Dylan made an amazing song for us.
Oh,
my
crap.
God.
The Moment with Mogan rap. I guess is it maybe this
I think
one?
it's this one because this was the first time we had him on, and he just belted that out off the cuff.
Like
question
nobody's
mark.
business?
It was astonishing. The artistry.
Oh yeah, this is coming through. Okay, let me try to find this real quick. Oopsies. Oh God. I have no idea if I'm going to be able to find this.
You can do it. I believe in you. In honor of Dylan. I'm super new, but I really enjoy this kind of content. Greetings from Panama.
Hey, hi, Like 90.
Amazing.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
so much
being
for
here with
joining us.
Here, thank you for being with us, Lock 90. I'm trying to wow, that is awkward trying to hear the audio of everything else. But thank you, Lock 90, for being here. That's super awesome. Glad you're here with us.
We don't stream all the time, but when we do, I think we do okay. We do it
I think
pretty well.
we have a fun time.
Yeah, we have a
okay,
fun
I don't
time.
know where that's at. I'll have to find where the song of everything is, because oh my God, it's a good time.
It's a banger.
It is a
bop.
banger.
It's a certified bop.
Oh yeah, for sure. So let me run back to the.
You know what's funny? I
camera
think
here.
that the term bop, like in the public conscience, wasn't even really a thing in 2016 when we
No.
recorded this episode.
Also, what the hell? 2016.
2016.
It's 2020. We're still doing this. This is great. Okay, so
I've gotten entirely different teeth since then.
that's true.
Yeah, I've got new teeth, everybody. I got them extracted and then a new set implanted into my brain.
That's hardcore.
Well, not my brain.
Hardcore parkour.
My jaw.
Your jaw. What was the other thing I was talking about? Oh, so episode 21 was a big turn. Anyway, what I'm trying to find, and I will find it and I will post it in our social media soon, is that Dylan came back because Sam was our first technical guest.
She was.
And then,
How
which was
cute.
amazing to have her on and do that. And then Dylan was our first guest, was our second guest. And so he came on and a show. And then after our episode 21, because we sang along or did something. Anyway, he came up with this incredible rap as an introduction for Moment with Mogan. And so I will find that and I will share that on social media because it is an amazing memory. And that's something I still think back to. It was a great time. But
It was beautiful.
episode 21, I feel like, was a big turning point for us because we, before that, we talk about it, like in our first episode and everything, how formal we were.
Yes, that's true. We were much more like, oh, please, after you, good sir.
Yeah. Listen, in fact, let me see. But anyway,
Yeah,
but
pick most anticipated.
episode 21 was, because we were 21, so we were like, having a good time in terms of like we were pretending like we were turning 21. So that was the first time we like drank while
I
we were
was
recording
already
and everything.
much older
so
than
we
that.
loosened up, and I feel like that is when we like really kind of hit our stride in terms of how all three of us connected together and hung out with each other and like, you know, joshing and like heckling and all that stuff. That
Nobody says joshing.
Yeah, I just said it, so people still say it. That's a thing. But anyway, so I feel like that was a big turning point in just how we all interacted on the show. Because here, listen to this little bit. Let me turn this up a little bit here.
Oh God.
Listen to this little bit of goodness from episode 1, the very first episode, which is also 2-hour episode, everybody.
Holy shit.
Let me get to where it actually begins here, about 20 seconds.
Everybody, and welcome to the very first, the inaugural episode
Oh my God.
of Team Chat Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Jarrett Wilson, joined to my left by Zachary Parks. What's up? And to my right, Rachel Mogan.
Hey.
So before we jump
I didn't
into
say
the first
buongiorno.
episode,
Wow, you didn't? You were just saying hi.
To send us any questions or comments you may have to our email at
See, it just sounds so different.
gmail.com,
I'm like
or our Twitter
so much more formal.
which is
Audio's a bit quiet.
Oh, audio's a bit quiet. So sorry.
Simple enough.
So for
There
the
we
very
go.
first episode, what we wanted to do
Thank you,
was
Doodle Bites.
introduce ourselves as
Listen to
hosts, what got us into gaming, why we like gaming, and then
So
we'll
much
go into
calmer.
a top 3 list
So
of our
much
favorite
calmer, but also the pacing
games.
is really different.
of our
Yeah.
top 3 favorite games. So,
Like we would
without
be
further ado,
super far
we'll jump
into
right
like
in.
conversation at
Let's
this
start with
point.
our origin stories.
Our origin stories. Oh my God.
Me?
Yeah, back in time.
Specifically back in time?
Yeah.
How
When
far
it,
back
when
in
it all
time?
started.
When
it
you
all-
could, your first memory of gaming.
Well, actually, my first memory of gaming is very, very tied to the very first memory I have.
so
of having a
weird.
friend. So when I was
It's weird hearing two
literally in
Jarretts
the
talk at
formative
once.
stages
It
of
is.
even making memories.
Oh man, so that's a weird thing right there. Just going back and hearing all this stuff, but like, it's just really cool to like sit back and how far we come. Plus, too, yeah, that was like 2015 is when this started.
Oh my God, that we're too old. We
yeah.
need to pack it in.
pack
I mean,
it
I will say that my crow's feet have held off so far, so I'm pretty pleased about that. It also helps that I drank the blood of my enemies for breakfast.
That
I think
works.
that's helping keep me youthful, just like Carmilla from Castlevania.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding. It's actually Elizabeth Bathory, right? Bathory in vampiric lore.
I do not know.
She was like a crazed duchess of, I want to say maybe Romania or Hungary, one of the Eastern European, current Eastern European countries. And the rumor about her that abides to this day is that she would hire all of these young virginal maidens to wait on her, and then she would kill them and bathe in their blood
That's,
so that she could maintain her youth. And that was like, it's one of the kind of well-known early vampire tales, even though it's not quite feasting on other people's blood, it is bathing in it.
Yeah.
So, Elizabeth Bathory? I know I'm probably butchering it, but go look it up if you want some vampire lore, just
There
for
we go.
fun.
So there's just been a ton of great topics, but also one of the things too, like, so it was, another thing that I've always enjoyed every time we were able to do it, because not only was it fun for the three of us to talk and then Mogan and I to do all these episodes as well, it was always super fun and something that we've actually had a pretty good streak lately, and I want to keep it up. This show would not be what it is too without all of our guests that we've had on the show as well. Like I've already mentioned Sam and Dylan, but I wanted to list off too the people who we've had on, because
There have been a lot of them.
we've had quite a few. So I'm just going to list them off in our alphabetical order, because we had Allie Collins
Oh, I love
came
that
on to jump
episode.
came on to talk with us about women in gaming. That was a great episode.
great episode.
Andrew Mogan came on to talk with us about boss fights. He actually, while you were gone earlier, he said, "Hey, remember when I came on and everybody loved it and it was the best?" And I was like,
It was the best.
but I forgot what the topic was. But it was, so he had to remind me. But it was boss fights, and that was a super fun one. Antonio Linier came on and we talked about some character design with him. Chess Hall we had on a couple times, and that was super fun because Chess, he's had to take a bit of a hiatus from it lately, but he was the host of Plus 7 Intelligence podcast, where he talked about gaming and mental health, and it's a super, super informative podcast. I would recommend everybody go listen to it.
Their title is so appropriate. Plus 7 Intelligence.
great.
He's one of the smartest guys I think we've
Yeah,
ever
he
had on
actually
the
works
show.
at NASA.
Oh my God, are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
No, I'm not kidding. He does. He works at NASA and everything, but he
We're not
hosted Plus 7
worthy.
Intelligence, and so everyone should go listen to that, give him a subscribe, and show him some love also on there because it was great. We had Christian Puente, aka Pixel Brave, come on to talk about Kingdom Hearts with us before.
Excellent.
Cody Peck, we talked about that wonderful Monster Hunter. Dylan, we had on for our first couple episodes, like we mentioned. Fuchsia came on to talk about what it's like to be a Twitch streamer as she continues to grow and to become the premier Animal Crossing
and
Twitch streamer.
we're gonna have to give her a rest when Animal Crossing New Horizons comes out. Maybe a wide berth of about a month to 2 months, but eventually we
But I mean,
are
she's-
having her on again.
Oh,
to
we're
talk
gonna
about
have
AC.
to. Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have to. Glinda Jordan came on before and to
was a
talk about
wonderful episode.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Because remember when Breath of the Wild came out? Which shout out to that just had its 3rd birthday.
You did.
And the Switch did, in fact. But that was a fun episode too, because that was like our 3rd Breath of the Wild episode we'd had. We talked about it so many times, and we still talk about it a lot. Our good
'Cause
buddy
it's an
Kirok
amazing
Craft
game.
from up north in Canada came on to talk about some of our most anticipated games from last year. And then Kyle Stroschein was just on talking the Jedi Fallen Order. Michael Boyd, my brother-in-law, came on to talk about some of his favorite games like Assassin's Creed series. Michael Koploy has been on to talk with us about God of War, which we also actually had Fox from the channel Des and Fox Plays. He guested with us on that episode as well to talk
yeah.
about God of War.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Spencer Tullis,
I love Spencer.
his good buddy, came on a few times as well. And then we also had one of our, I mean, all of these guests that we've had on have been amazing and it's been great. But the one like industry person we've had on was Zircon, or Andrew Aversa, aka Zircon, who has been a composer for video games for many years, but then also within the last year or so released, it's actually been 2 or 3 years, I guess, by this point, released his own game Tangle Deep that we had him on to talk about like the game design process, kind of a little bit of his composing background.
Yeah.
But then more it was about Tangle Deep, which I actually saw. It's getting a free update soon.
It is. I was just about to mention that because Tangle Deep is. So I had listened to Zircon's music for years before I saw that he was coming out with Tangle Deep, and I was like, oh my god, one of my favorite. He mostly makes electronic music. One of my favorite electronic music composers is making a video game. I got to do something about this.
Yeah.
And so I actually supported Tangle Deep on Kickstarter, I think it was, when
Nice.
they were actually in the effort of funding it. So when the game came out, of course, I got my copy for free, which also came with a free copy of the soundtrack, which is amazing. Mireille, the Hero, is still one of my favorite tracks from the soundtrack. Go listen to it. And, play the game if you can. It is a roguelike, so if you're a big fan of dungeon crawlers, you're probably going to love Tangle Deep, and it's still going. They are still making updates for it, so what an accomplishment.
Yeah.
What an already accomplished, talented person branching out and just becoming even more knowledgeable and talented.
Oh yeah. So it's a great time. And so obviously those episodes are very special because, people take the time to come out and be on the show with us and talk about some great games. And that's been a super, super amount of fun. And I want to keep doing it as much as we can.
Yeah, and shout out to both Kirok and Fuchsia. They are streamers.
Yes.
So Kirok Craft and Fuchsia Rascal, you can find both of them on Twitch. They stream regularly.
Yes.
I believe Kirok still streams on the regs. Fuchsia streams both in the mornings and on some of the weekends, and both of them are amazing. So check them out.
But so what would you say then, Mogan, in these 200 episodes that we've had, what would be some of your favorite topics that we've talked about?
So obviously my number one is always going to be our music sodes.
Oh, yeah.
The music episodes that we do are always top tier to me. I feel like the first one we did is particularly special to me because that's the one where we talked about Journey. And that game holds a very special place in my heart, especially because of the soundtrack. So I'm very partial to that one. The other ones, of course, we've already talked about, the Life is Strange episodes. But actually looking at it now, I really liked the episode where we talked about Firewatch.
That was a good
so
one.
I got to talk about Firewatch, Overwatch. It was the Watch-a-sode.
What was it? 2016 in review. I see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2016
Where we talked about
year
some
in
of
review.
our favorite things from
And
that year.
I believe that Zach had also played Firewatch by that point, so we were
Mm-hmm.
able to compare and kind of go over our experiences together, and it was just a really good time. And I still love Firewatch, and I feel like it's been long enough now that I might be able to go back to it.
I still need to play it.
Because I only gave it the one playthrough because it's a very story-driven game. It gets so I feel like the term walking simulator has kind of morphed in video game consciousness away from being like this derogatory term,
Yeah.
like it's a walking simulator, to kind of a more descriptive way of describing, Kirok, we were just talking about you. What good timing to kind of a shift away to describe any game that is heavily narrative or story driven that doesn't have combat in most cases. And in the case of Firewatch, there's not even really crafting. It's basically just minimal interaction with your environment. It's much more about investigation, exploration, dialogue, and the story overall. And those are some of my favorite types of games to play. And I would love to play Firewatch again. And I haven't heard anything about it in a long time, and I'm actually kind of getting like nervous. I know it's going to come out eventually, but I have no idea when. The team that did Firewatch is making In the Valley of Gods.
Oh yeah, I think it just got pushed.
Yeah, I'm sure. I actually didn't know that they had even set a date for it. That's
Yeah.
how little I'd heard about it. But I cannot wait for them to make another game because I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, that one
so-
did look pretty interesting, and I think it's supposed to be like a co-op.
I don't know. Now, from Firewatch, you played as one person, but it was basically the dialogue between two people in game, you and Delilah, the
Yeah.
person on the other end of the walkie-talkie. So I'm not sure if it's going to be co-op. It seems like no, because from the brief trailer I have seen, the other person, the other character that you're not playing, seems to have a lot of dialogue.
Yeah.
So I kind of doubt that that's the case.
My neighbor had to choose
But anyways,
right now to
Firewatch, amazing game. I cried, no joke. Me too, Kirok. Firewatch is great, and I also cried.
Hold on, everybody. Let
Is
me,
that going to be a problem?
I don't know. My neighbor decided that now was a great time to mow, so and that's right by my window. So hold on, really quick. Let me make sure that's not coming through.
The side yard is small. They'll be done soon. It's very unlucky.
That's pretty quiet. I'm not going to worry about it.
Can we get F's in the chat for the
this
yard for the stream?
But no, Kira,
RIP.
super good to see you as well. Again, I still need to play Firewatch. That's one that I've like,
So I will say that it's short. You know, it's not a hugely long game. By now, you've got to be able to find it on Mega Sale. And I
yeah, I'm
believe
sure
that
it's
that's
not
by
that much anymore.
Sony Santa Monica.
No, because if it's Firewatch, isn't it Campo Santo?
Yes, Camposanto. Correct.
But yeah.
That's the one.
Thank you for all that.
Thank
for the
you.
Fs in
Thank you
chat,
for the
everyone.
condolences.
I like that makes me feel like I'm a streamer now because I was able to say Fs in the. Can I get some Fs in the chat, please? Let's see. What are some of mine? Yeah, I agree with you. Music episodes are always a great one because just again of our shared love of soundtracks. Which I got to say, how did everybody who's seen it like the first installment? I just want to ask, like the first installment of our top 10 because where we only got through number 10 and number 8, but
Number 10 and number 8. You sure you counted for all the numbers there?
10 and number 9. I told you again, math is not my strong suit. I will admit that every day. Lock 90, listening to some of the things you're talking about, Detroit Become Human, if you haven't played it, a fun decision game to play. I actually have that. That would be a good one to play.
That is a really good
That's a
suggestion.
great suggestion.
I've
We should do
completely
that.
forgot about that. So I also haven't played Detroit Become Human, and I've only seen a few things about it that would be considered spoilery.
Yeah.
And that being said, it's such a heavily story-driven and narrative-driven game that we could have. Have you seen the branches of how?
Oh, it's like limitless
We're
stories.
probably going to have such different experiences.
Yeah.
That's
we
a
should
great
definitely
suggestion.
play that.
Yeah.
You know what also is great about Detroit Become Human? The soundtrack.
Is it?
It's great.
I haven't heard any of the soundtrack. All I know is that the guy from ER is in it. Oh wait,
Yeah, Jesse
or was he in
Williams. No, he was
Grey's
Grey's
Anatomy?
Anatomy,
There
Grey's
we
Anatomy.
go, Grey's Anatomy.
Because I got the digital deluxe version because that was one of the PS Plus. Oh, that's right. It was a PS Plus version. Did you ever get it when it became?
What, Detroit Become Human? No.
Okay,
I'm an
so
idiot.
I actually got it for physically as well as a present once. So I have the
Oh.
disc, so I can give you that, and I can
Yeah,
to play it.
awesome.
And we can actually do that. So the digital deluxe version that they gave on PS Plus actually came with the soundtrack, and it's like 3-disc volume thing. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, here we go. It's got like 22 things on the first album, 23 on the next one. Oh, and then here's a third version and with another
Wow.
14 songs. So it's actually not only for its length, it's just some really good quality music.
Fascinating. Also, Kirok, I do hate you. How dare you have
not played
still
Rime? I
not
haven't
played
played Rime.
Rime.
Haven't
If you
played
cried
Rime.
at Firewatch, you're going to sob your eyes out at Rime. I don't even think
sad game.
I still haven't been able to build back up the emotional fortitude to try and play it again
Yeah.
because it's got trophies, and I would love to be able to go back and get all the trophies and find all the extras. You can even find different outfits for your character, which I had no idea was in there until I saw it in the trophy list.
Yeah.
So there's tons of stuff that I missed, but like it shattered my heart in twain. Just ripped it
Well, I
apart.
want to say, it did, like during your review of it and everything, kind of teared up a
I
little
kind
bit.
of choked up
Yeah.
during the review of it because it was so emotional. I feel like I'm gonna cry right now.
But let's see. Other than the music episodes, what are some of my favorite ones?
You've had a-
Kirok says I have Rime on PC, PS4, and Switch. I have no excuse.
That is absolutely shameful. That is crazy town.
But Lock90 also suggested Sayonara Wild Hearts for a music-based
Ooh,
gameplay.
I
That
really
would be a
want to
fun one,
get
too.
Sayonara Wild Hearts is already very high on my list.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick it up for the Switch probably, and I haven't actually listened to that much of the soundtrack on purpose
Mm-hmm.
because I want to experience it during the game. But I'm definitely at some point gonna pick up Sayonara Wild Hearts.
So I would say one of my favorite things, maybe not my favorite episode, because the music episodes are probably one of my top ones as well. I really enjoyed our series on platformers that we did.
Yes,
Earlier
Ooh,
last year.
You're right. That was a really
That was a
fun
great
one.
time because again, it was like I think we need to adjust the style of it a little bit better and have them be more back to back. I think we did like one a month, and that kind of seemed a little too spaced out.
Yeah, I agree. But we also needed time to play them.
Exactly,
Because
'cause
we
a
were
lot of them
trying
are
to
new
give
ones.
full reviews of all of
So
them.
we just need to be better about, like actually getting these games played before and then like building up a backlog and all that stuff. And then
That's a good idea. You're so smart, Jared.
I try, it's
Such
it's
a
just,
smart boy.
it's a thing about like trying to plan out a show and make it fun for everybody. It's a lot of things to think about.
So speaking of platformers, a little bit later today when we get back to actually streaming games, we are planning to play co-op Unravel 2. So that does have some platforming in it. It's mostly just for fun. It's more of a puzzle game than anything. But if you haven't picked up Unravel or Unravel 2, I'm only maybe halfway. No,
Do
I
you have-
just...
do you have Mario Party?
Yes, I've got Mario
We should
Party.
play Mario Party because Sam was wanting to play that one. too.
Sam
we should
can
jump into-
absolutely play
Maybe
with
we should
us.
finish the story, do some Mario Party, then we can finish out on some Unravel.
Yeah, let's do it.
But yeah,
Or we can go back to Guacamelee.
that too.
Let us know what you want to see, and
Yeah.
we'll do whatever. Did you see somebody roast you in
Where?
the OST episode in the comments because you didn't list on YouTube?
Yeah.
Somebody
I did.
chastised
But look,
you.
I made a friend back.
It was a friendly chastise.
It was a friendly chastise. They said, so Jared, all that Donkey Kong talk, and we're going to pretend that Aquatic Ambience is one of the greatest music pieces ever. How dare you, LOL. But I said, because it was honestly, I had that thought. I was like, if I talk about Donkey Kong and I don't talk about Aquatic Ambience, people are going to roast me. But I knew, and this was my reasoning that I gave back was just that everybody talks about Aquatic Ambience. I wanted to highlight something else. So that's why I did like the Donkey Kong Blitz or
Am I the only
Jungle Jam or
one
whatever
that
it was.
says ambiance on purpose?
Ambiance. Every time
more
I ever
fun.
hear the word ambiance, is this old tweet that I remembered saying from way back when. It's very old at this point, but somebody said, "I'm really pleased with the ambiance of this room,"
That's really funny.
and that's what I think of every single time I hear somebody say ambiance is ambiance.
Amazing. One of my favorite reaction memes is that I think it was maybe, I don't remember her name, but the super famous woman from Flavor of Love. She got like really famous afterwards because she was one of the wildest characters on that show. It was a reality show.
Okay.
And there's this reactionary meme of her just like a very exclamatory way saying, Beyonce! Like as if to say, oh wow, Beyonce's here, or recognizing somebody as Beyonce, but it's always used in the wrong context, and it kills me every time.
That's amazing.
Anyways, back to Flavor of Love cast, where we talk about the flavor of love.
Let's see. Sticker Bush Symphony is where it's at. That is another good one too. I also like from Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, Grassland Groove, I think is what it's called.
Yes,
that
that's
is
a
an
great
exceptional
one.
piece of
Oh,
music
it's
right
so
there that you should go
pretty.
check out and listen to.
I've heard it just from watching you play it.
It's so
And
good.
It's really good.
But that's from Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. What was one of the other ones? Oh, also another bit of content that we do that I've loved is I always like our live episodes too. We really need to be better, just like this one. This is so much fun. I love doing these because we really need to be better about doing these more often because they are a super fun way. I like having the structure of the normal episodes and how we do things there. But the live episodes are super fun because they do just allow for us to cut loose and hang out with everybody and have a great time. And so I really enjoy those as
we
well.
kind of always cut loose, but whatever.
Cut loose with the cut loose in terms of getting that interaction.
We're at a
with the-
point
with the
now
chat.
where we're just showing up.
Yeah. It's a simple thing. Mogan gets here and she just says, and she just walks in, we record, she leaves, it's fine.
I do have to navigate through more dogs now
Yeah,
than I
just
used to
one
have
more
to.
dog.
Just one more dog.
Let's see.
Now that I didn't see it on the list, but before I forget it, I really loved your review of Katana Zero.
Oh, thank you.
That was during our platform series, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a great episode, and that was a really good review of that game.
I have enjoyed your first impressions of Control. That one, because again, that first impressions was like one
yesterday, bro.
It was, but still, that was the one I was like, I got to go get this game immediately. But no, I will say, I enjoy, even though I may not have played them all or know what they all are, I will say that you have the expert ability to literally paint with words what you're talking about that I feel like I do not have as strongly or at all, really. I feel like I spit facts and you're like, let me paint a picture of what this looks like. And I just have to say, you're phenomenal at it. You're really great at it. And so I enjoy hearing, even if I'm not going to play this game, you can still describe them all so well that it's it's a testament.
I'm always trying to sell the games to you, though. So when I don't succeed, it's crushing.
No,
And also, let's just, we just heard it, and I feel like now I want to go back and listen to it more. We have both improved tremendously since the early days.
Oh, yeah.
So
much better.
I mean, just the speed at which we talk,
Yeah.
it was apparently much faster now than it was then. So, the Hotful Boyfriend episode.
That was a good one.
It's a really fun one. Oh, and your review of Transistor, that was another really solid one.
Really? I didn't like that game, really.
No, but it was a great review. It was a great review. So even if you don't like a game, you can still have a great review of it.
Kirak, we were talking, he says he's sold on Control. Have you started playing it yet, though? Because we...
It's amazing.
Oh, that's right. You were saying, I think you commented on a YouTube video that you were like starting wanting to play it soon. But we have both started it and we're in the middle of playing it. And I got to say, it is outstanding. So
Kirak,
a little spoiler for you.
Yeah, little spoiler for you. Kirak, let us know when and if you pick up Control, because maybe we could hold on to our
Loop 'em
guns
in, have
and
a little-
maybe have him back on again.
Hold on to our guns. Control. Got that good gun. Yeah.
Full of jokes.
Okay, he still has to play it. But get on it, Kirak. We'll talk about Control with you.
I'm really far behind, so you can definitely still catch up to me.
We're about
Don't
to get into the big new releases of the year, so we got plenty of time.
I did kind of chuckle to myself looking at just the title card of our top 3 games episode from literally the first episode. And because Tomb Raider was in my top 3, I don't even think it's top 10 now.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider
the
was-
new Tomb Raider
the new
too.
Tomb Raider was-
the first of the reboot.
Yeah, and so not Rise of the Tomb Raider, not Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It was just the first Tomb Raider reboot. I think from 2014. Either 2012 or 2014.
Yeah, somewhere like that, around there.
That's a wrong opinion. Transistor is great. Roasted.
Man, see,
Hi,
okay,
Mossy.
I will say. Oh, but first off, I do want to give a shout out. Thank you, DS3525, for following us. But Mossy Step, of the games, I need to go back and
That's
actually.
Mr. Mossy Step to you.
What did I say?
Mossy Step.
Oh.
Refer to him by his formal title.
I'm just referring to him by his name. Mossy Step. That's all I have to go off of. But I will say Transistor, of the 3 Supergiant games, which I still need to play Hades, actually.
You
But
love Supergiant.
I do love Supergiant games. For me, it's still Bastion, Pyre, then Transistor. Just the Transistor gameplay as much didn't connect with me as well as I wanted it to. I thought I was going to love it, but I was very, it just didn't sell me as much. That's all I got to say about that.
All right, that's fair enough. Speaking of Pyre, that was another really good episode from you because I've never played Pyre and you gave a great review of it.
thank
That
you,
was a
thank
good
you.
one. You're right. We don't know you, Mossy Step. A mystery man. Kirak, I am exceptionally jealous. Kirak is picking up his new Animal Crossing Switch.
That's nice.
I can't believe you got one. Aren't they sold out everywhere now? I think the pre-sales are already sold out. I couldn't have afforded one anyways, let's just be real. But I am planning to get a pink Nintendo Switch Lite when they do launch, I think in early April. So it won't be quite the same, but it will be better than nothing.
I gotta say, your rhyme. We talked about it already. Your rhyme review was outstanding. That was a
God.
super good episode.
If only I could-
Whenever you talk about Dishonored and Dishonored 2, also great stuff.
Ooh, Dishonored is such a fun game, and I still need to finish Dishonored 2, actually. I got about halfway through and then stopped to go back and play the first one again because I was like, man, playing this game really makes me want to play Dishonored. It was the exact opposite of the way I was supposed to go. But the Dishonored series, I think, are criminally underrated. I mean,
It's good stuff.
they're very critically acclaimed. Like, nobody's saying they're bad games, but you know, when you hear people talk about their favorite games of all time, specifically for action stealth, not enough people talk about Dishonored.
Yeah.
And those games are rock solid. I think arguably the best games in recent memory that Bethesda has put out, period.
Yeah.
The Dishonored games have managed to...
Except for Doom.
Oh, is Bethesda? Well, so...
Well, I guess it's made by id Soft. Or
So
id
in both cases,
Softworks, whatever it is.
Doom and the Dishonored series are made by different studios. In Dishonored's case, it's Arcane Studios
Right,
here in
right, right.
Austin. That's a local in-house deal. And in the case of Doom, it's who now?
It's id Softworks, software, something like that. But they're up in Dallas Fort Worth area.
Oh, wow. All these Texas people.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, but they are published by Bethesda and managed to dodge at least the more recent trend of the Bethesda treatment of being incomplete, extra buggy,
Yeah.
not good games. And in comparison, Doom and the Dishonored games are perfectly polished, very well executed pieces of art.
Let's see.
Bloody art.
Let's see.
You know those old spin art things from when you were a kid, where you would
Like the
put a
gear
piece.
thing?
Yeah, where you would no, not the gear thing. It was like a little box, and it had a motor in it, and you would stab a piece of paper into the middle of it to keep it centered, and then you would turn on the motor, and it would spin the piece of paper in a circle, and you would squirt art onto the paper, and it would spin it around super fast, and it
No.
would make spin art.
I have no idea what this is.
Anyways, Doom is spin art for adults. With
A lot of blood splatter.
Yeah, a lot of blood splatter. That's what I was getting at. Like my super convoluted thinking.
I was wondering where that was going. One of my favorite episodes, though, I do have to say, because it was one of our now shared favorite games, Hellblade, when we talked about that
That was a really
way
good
back on
episode.
episode 132.
Oh my god, great game.
Great game. But the one thing that I have to say, out of all our episodes, and it's always funny to me because it's one that we actually lost the audio, the recorded audio for, and we had to only go off of the on-camera audio. So like the quality of it was so much lower.
Which one?
Stardew Valley episode. It is our highest viewed episode of all time, sitting at 285 YouTube views.
I can't believe that's
Blows
the one that
everything
we
else.
lost the audio to. That's
Yeah.
hysterical.
It's just, and I'm just like, well, I guess we need to do more Stardew content or
We
something.
do.
But,
So
you know,
I bandied around the idea of us doing a ranking Stardew waifus episode.
we should still do that.
If that's something you're into, just make sure that you put it in the chat, post in the Discord, whatever, so that you can convince us to do it.
Yes, Doodle Bites, you do need to still play Hellblade. We'll not let it.
Yeah.
We'll not rest until everyone has played that.
And of
incredible
course,
game.
we're just going to remind everybody, just in case you don't know, play Hellblade with your headphones in.
Yes.
Because the game is very heavily invested in its audio design, and you need those headphones to get the full
sure, for
experience.
sure.
Sit in a dark room and put those headphones on. You should also rank your Dream Daddies. We should do that too.
I mean, the one we
That's a
decided
great
on was
idea.
pretty great. I gotta say.
But we didn't get to try the other dads.
That's true.
We got to go back and get through all the dads.
go through all, and that was a lot of dads to go through.
Yeah.
Let me see. So,
and all on one cul-de-sac.
which is like the odds, insane. But so one of the things I wanted to kind of change over, and talk about, one of the things too, is just more of what we hope to get, because we are like, this is a milestone that honestly I remember when we started and we were like, man, how crazy when we get to 100 episodes, and here we sit at 200.
As it turns out, it was pretty easy to
It
get
was
here.
easier than we thought, but still, there have definitely been those times. It's like Thursday, we're gonna record that at night, and we're both like, what the hell are we gonna talk about?
What the hell are we going to talk about? Sometimes we
so-
just make this shit up on the fly.
There pretty much, industry little insider secret here. Pretty much anytime it's random let's catch up on what we play is because we're like, I don't know what the hell to talk about
Well,
this
also
week.
because sometimes, you've seen it on the calendar. Sometimes there are just dead spaces in video game releases.
Yeah,
In
and not
terms
a lot
of
of
games
news.
that we actually want to play.
Yeah.
And that we can afford because not all games are priced equally. So sometimes we just get to a point where we're between games. Either you've just started one and you're not ready to do a full review, or you've just finished one, but there's this other game that just came out, so you have to do something about that first. So the timing doesn't always line up in our favor, and sometimes we like to plan things out a bit more strategically for things that are really big releases,
Right,
like Animal
right.
Crossing, Doom, for example.
So, but I guess one of the things that I want to kind of do now is like, what do you hope to see us do in the future in like our next 100?
Our next 100?
I mean, like what is like something like if we could like maybe even like a dream guest we could get, or maybe even just like what you would like to see the show become. And people in chat watching and like people who listen to this later, that's one of the things that I think I don't mean to try to put people on the spot. And if it is, if it is a little too much on the spot, we don't have to necessarily go into this too much. But, one of the things as we do this show is obviously it has to be fun for us and it has to be something that we're into and how we want to do it. But also at the same time, we need the feedback,
Yeah.
So we don't just, keep going in our own way and not like pushing ourselves to figure out how we can make it better. But a lot of that too is like, we want to know from everyone what you're kind of looking for and what you would, what you all think we do well and what we think we can improve on. And granted, I want, and I'm not saying you need to give them to us now, but like, or need to do it in a
Well, we
public
got
forum.
one.
We do have one, a let's play. We would love to do some let's plays. But just to be able to, criticisms and suggestions as well, because critiques.
Very different.
Oh, Lock90 says you're so joining our Discord.
Thank
Let
you.
me, if you don't have it, I think it's in our Twitch.
It is. I've got to fix the Nightbot because it still says Extra Life, and I need to replace that with the Discord link. I'm a fool.
Yeah.
I'm technically in charge of that, and I'm failing in my job.
I'm trying to say, where do I need to go? Here, I'm going to try to like drop the link in here. Invite people. Edit invite link, expire after never. Generate a new link. Copy.
It's weird that it says hidden use copy.
I think because
button.
I'm streaming.
Oh, fascinating.
There you go.
Wow, that's a
Everybody
good
go
safety
join
feature.
there. Discord.
Yeah.
But so it's the thing that I want us to be able to keep growing and I want us to be able to keep getting better. And that's why, I think it's so great for us to keep checking in with everyone, doing these live episodes and keep pushing us to generate new content. Because that's what I want to really see come out of this more is I honestly think we have, other than me continually not able to do the intro seamlessly, but I think for the most
Someday.
part, someday I'll hit it, and maybe by episode 300 I'll get there. But I think for like the format and everything is we're doing a really good job. And I really like, episode after episode, I honestly cannot think of an episode that ended and I was like, that was bad or I didn't like it. But because it's like, I think we do a really good job because I think I'm sorry if this is a little self-indulgent here, everybody, but it is what it is. We've gone 200 episodes. I can brag on
We
ourselves a
deserve a
little
pat
bit.
on the back, for God's sake. We do this. I've seen Jarrett more than I've seen my family.
Yeah.
By a significant
I mean, we see each other at least
margin.
once every single
We
week.
see each other once a week, and we're 4+ years now.
Yeah.
I mean,
You could say we're best friends.
I see you. I guess we are. Shit.
I've never realized it until now. But it's just one of those things. Like I feel like we have a very good format, and I just want to keep finding new ways for us to deliver that to everyone. Granted, to some extent, we do get bogged down by not having the time to do it, which is what I struggle with now. Because
Unfortunately, we both have jobs.
that too. And so like, and that's not to be like, give us money, but that's part of the point of like why we have the Patreon is because the more that we have there and the more we can get there, then that does allow us a little bit more flexibility in what we can do. Because I would love, yes, to be doing like Let's Plays all the time. I will say just a quick spoiler, or not spoiler or anything, but just to let everyone know, Ori and the Will of the Wisps comes out on Tuesday. You can expect there's going to be a stream Tuesday night with me playing that game. So come back here on a Tuesday night to see some Ori
You're
and the Will
going
of
to
the Wisps
create
gameplay.
competition for our own show.
Yeah.
These air on Tuesdays.
Well, good. Then everybody listening to this Tuesday morning can know that night. Head over to
That's a good point.
twitch.tv/Team Chat Podcast.
We
and
just
you can
got to
watch some Ori and the
assume
Will
they
of the Wisps
listen to
gameplay.
it early.
But no, so we definitely want. That's what I would like to see happen in episodes 200 plus or 201 plus is just to see more of us building it with our viewership. Really getting some good feedback into what we can do, what you like, what you don't like, where we can focus, where you would like to see us focus on. Because obviously, I mean, the views say Stardew Valley is good, so apparently people like our Stardew talk.
Stardew is popular.
And Life is Strange, our Life is Strange talk. So we do need to do Before the Storm.
Oh, yeah,
we
you're
do need to
probably
play that one.
right.
We still have some of that stuff coming up. Yes, Ori is delicious. It's so good. It's
I've got
such
to
a good
say,
game.
I do find the idea of playing a game entirely driven by Chloe a little put offy because on her own, Chloe kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And I know that that's the point, but it's like, oof, I don't know about that. This sounds real hard, but we should play it. And who knows, we might like it.
We should, yeah. I started it a long time ago. I just got distracted by something else, as is typical to happen with me. But no, it's one of those things when we started this off, and I know we kind of talked about this at the beginning of the episode. When we started this off, I kind of was just like, it was something I wanted to do. And, Zach and I met up, and then he introduced me to you, which I still blows my mind that I thought you guys were like friends for a while.
Nope.
And apparently,
Had
like,
just
you
very
just
recently met him.
And so then we all three met, and like starting it off, and it was kind of one of those things like, I just want to do it, because I thought it would be super fun. I've been getting into video games more, been playing them more.
That's right. For those of you that don't know, Jared is a video game late bloomer.
Yeah.
He really didn't start playing a lot until adulthood.
Ooh, can we get an ASMR episode? Yes. We can do an ASMR episode. where we both just
ASMR makes
whisper.
my skin crawl.
Okay, I'll do an
I
ASMR
hate
episode.
it. I mean, I'll do it, but I won't listen to
Kara,
it.
tell me what you want to talk about in an ASMR episode, and I'll deliver.
Ooh, I can grow my nails out real long and clack them against things. People like that.
But so it's just this thing when we started way back when for something years ago.
Hold up. Chloe has other tools at her disposal. Roasting almost as powerful as time travel. That's funny.
But it's just one of those things. And so to be here, and that's why I say like I want these next, to really work with our community and our listeners and our viewers and everything to help kind of help us guide us in these next few episodes. Because, like I said at the beginning, we couldn't have been here. We could be doing this to an echo chamber, but fortunately we're not. And we have all of you listening and viewing and watching with us and being there with us, supporting us on Patreon, supporting us in your listens, supporting us in your views.
Supporting us with Doodle buys it. My friends are my power.
Yes, and
Our friends are our power.
And so so that's why we've made it this far, and I want us to keep doing this all together because we honestly couldn't have done it all without everyone being there and supporting us along the way. And so that's why I think of this next one, like I want to like if there's somebody in the industry you're like, hey, I want to hear you guys talk to them, let us know and we can try to get us on there. Try to see what we can do to get that person on there, because at this point we do, even though like our numbers may not be what some other big podcasts out there are in terms of listenership, we do have 200 episodes under our belt, and that says something. So,
Consistency.
Consistency, if nothing else. And so I think it's just one of those things, like we want to be able to play the games you want us to talk about. We want to be able to talk to the people and the topics and all those things. And we just want to be able to keep delivering great content to you all. And so that's what I would say my hope is for the next 100 episodes and beyond, at least, is that we are able to continue doing that.
You have 1:30 left on there.
Oh, okay. That's fine. If
Get Matt
Instagram,
Mercer. Oh, Jesus.
That would be cool.
I will do our best.
I would just be like, it's high noon.
I
all
think
time.
he
That
would
was a
hate
terrible-
that.
Yeah, he probably would.
He would not be down with that.
But yeah, all the Critical Role stuff, that's some really cool stuff that they do. But okay,
If
but
only
we
you
have a
would play
goal to
Dungeons
get
and
Matt Mercer.
Dragons. Also, if you want a Dungeons and Dragons stream, let me know.
We should honestly, though, stream some of this Magic stuff, since we could do it through Cockatrice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we could. If you want to see Magic the Gathering, let us know. I
Yeah.
would be more than happy to play on stream, and you can see how bad we are.
I mean, I showed up to our first game of doing Commander style with a completely wrong deck, completely wrong everything. So
You had too many cards.
too many cards.
And it
too
was
expensive
so
of a deck.
expensive. Mother of God.
But I still barely won. But people are playing with the gracious for letting me do it. It was Bro Mogan, Cody, and Mogan. But no, so anything else really that we wanted to touch on briefly before we get back into some games, because we've been going for an hour here and everything like that, just reminiscing and whatnot, talking about this. But anything else that
I'm not the kind of person that thinks too far into the future. I live in the here and now, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
So I think, kind of the only thing that I want to see happen with the show in general, is there's always room for improvement, and making a bit more of a conscious effort to meter, my delivery in a lot of cases is something that I'm always kind of working on in the back of my mind. So just continuing to work on that and make sure that everything is sounding as good as possible. Sometimes you've got a cold and your voice doesn't sound so great, but that doesn't affect things like your cadence and your tone and the general speed at which you talk. So all of that are things that you can practice.
Well,
So-
I mean, and I will say
It's
your
a
cadence and your
craft.
speaking is very
And
good.
yet they can always be better.
It can always be better, but I mean, I'm just saying you're already very good.
I gotta get better at telling jokes. My jokes suck.
Oh, live video ended. Sorry, Instagram.
All right, Kirok, thanks for joining. Peace out.
See you, man.
Back to work. It's a Saturday.
He's got that.
It's probably not
he's gotta
Saturday.
hustle.
It's not Saturday in Canada. They have a different calendar.
That's right. They're like a day behind. Everything.
Yeah, it's still Friday. I
Makes
got
sense.
you, Kirok. Canada facts coming at you. See, and that's the kind of shitty joke I'm talking about.
Fewer puns. You need more smart humor.
But I'm not
man.
smart. What am I supposed to do?
But no, so that's what I definitely, and in terms of other than building it with you all and everything, yes, like there's still so many times I come up to a review and I'm just like, I feel like I was not ready and not good to go on it. But I think that's the big thing. I still want to figure out, I want to get more people on. I want to continue having great guests and having more great conversations with everyone. Just make this a show that everyone can enjoy as much, obviously it's not going to please everybody, but as long as the majority of the people are happy, I'm happy. And I'm just still happy that we're here and able to do this all.
Me too.
But so I think what we'll do, we'll probably draw this kind of to a close and so we can get back to some more of the gameplay and everything and jump into some fun stuff there. But again, a huge thank you to everyone again for being there with us these last 200 episodes. And I hope you all stick around for the next 200 episodes. And
We
thank
have
you.
to get we have to make exactly 220 more episodes.
Yes, we have to at least hit episode 420
and actually it
before
would
we
only
shut
be
this down.
219 now to get us to 420.
Yes.
All right, so everybody make
Next
sure
goal.
that you support us until episode 420. You know what'll happen. We don't even have to say it.
But
Don't tell my mom and dad.
Please, I hope they're not watching.
Please, we'll get grounded.
But thank you everyone for watching and listening to us over the years and the episodes. Thank you to all, of course, to everyone. A big thank you to everyone who has supported us on Patreon, because obviously the time of listening is one thing. The supporting us monetarily is a big deal, and we appreciate that you have trusted us to give you a great show and a great content, and we will continue to not take that for granted.
And we put every single dollar back into the show. That's how we get new equipment, these arms, new mixers,
Support like hosting.
microphones,
Yeah,
the
the hosting
web
costs and all that stuff,
hosting.
yeah.
So all of that goes directly into the show. We're not just sitting on mountains of cash.
We're literally, we're not taking any of that home. But yeah, so it's, hopefully that'd be great if one day we could get.
Is that how you bought Birdie?
No, that was my video work that I do professionally. But then of course, obviously, I have to give also another super big shout out to my beautiful bride Samantha for also being a huge support both on the show and behind the scenes, because a lot of that there have been definite times when it has been a struggle doing the show, and definitely kind of felt like it wasn't gonna ever get big or continue or anything like that, and she's always been there to support and push me behind the scenes. And when she does guest on the show as well, is a super fun time to have her on. She makes us delicious treats like this whiskey cake. She's made us delicious cookies. She made us our great banner for our Extra Life stream this last year. Oh, Extra Life, another great thing that's been super fun to be
Yes.
able to do, even though last
Yeah.
year some hackers tried to
But
ruin it for
just
us.
FYI for everybody, you're about to see Sam here pretty soon when we transition to Mario Party for some of the remainder of the stream. So stick around
she made these great stickers.
she
for
made
us
these
and everything,
fantastic
Anybody want
stickers.
some stickers? Let me know.
And thank you to Sam from me just for tolerating me. I am here every single week, sometimes more than once a week if the recording schedule is weird.
That's true.
So yeah, thanks Sam. And we look forward to smashing you to pieces in Mario Party. So.
I've never played that, so I have a feeling you're just
You've
gonna,
never played
I've
Mario
never played
Party
any of
for the
Mario Party.
Switch?
Yeah, no.
You're kidding me.
No, you're going to destroy us both.
Oh my goodness.
So-
I thought for sure we had played it together at some
No,
point.
I haven't played it. We've played like Super Mario, but tons of other Mario games, but never Mario Party.
That's
no.
crazy talk. Okay, you're going to have a fun time. I hope.
But then the final thank you that I have to give is obviously to Mogan for being here for these two.
Well, thank you.
for
I
these
didn't even
episodes.
think about thanking you.
You don't have to. It was my idea to like even do this thing in the first place. You don't have to thank me. But no, I just want to give a special thank you to you as well, because obviously doing this without you would be way more boring, because I don't think I could captivate the audience for the hour.
We are
But-
two halves of a whole.
Yes.
We could not possibly do this alone.
No.
Well, we could, but it would suck,
suck.
more. It would suck a lot more. So yeah, thanks to you as well.
And yeah, because it has been super great doing the show with you, building our friendship together.
Should we give a firm business handshake?
Yes, that is
Wait,
appropriate.
Coronavirus.
There. And I'm super looking forward to doing as many more episodes as we can together, because this has been a super fun thing to do. So thank you to you as well.
Thank you, and thank you, listeners. So stick around. We're going to do a bit of shuffling around as we transition back to video
Well, really quick though, before we do that though, as is typical, and since we have the computer all plugged in and everything, we can do a soundtrack spotlight.
Yeah.
Everybody, hit me with your suggestion real quick in the chat, and we'll do a soundtrack spotlight to close out this episode.
You've got 12 seconds to be
200.
the first one. First
Who wants
one
to be
gets
the
it.
soundtrack spotlight for episode 200?
Oh, baby.
Hit me with it.
Oh, baby.
Hit me with it. I hope the gears are turning. Shoot me that link. And I'll
Lock 90, thank you for joining us. It's always nice to see new
super,
people around.
yeah, super great to have you and joining us and all that stuff. I
Hop
hope to
into
talk
that
with you more in the
Discord.
Discord. Yeah. Again, while everyone, we got it. Temple of the Flowing Sands from Near Gestalt. So I'll look that up real quick. But no, again, everyone, as we're looking this up, join us on our social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Join our Discord server. The link is up there a little bit more in the chat, but you can find that in the description of the video below and on the iTunes or in the podcast description if you listen to this on audio.
And the
And
Discord
so-
is one of the easiest ways to let us know your thoughts about games, which if you want to tell us like a little mini review or your own thoughts on a video game, put them in the Discord and we'll read them out on the show. We are more than happy to do that. We love hearing other people's thoughts on games. So even if it's one we're not playing, we want to hear from you, period.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got a little bit
Oh
of an ad
no,
here.
a
So we got to
sad
get through this
dog
ad.
video? Okay.
Okay, so you can find us on all those places. Find us on the Discord. Also, again, subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us here on Twitch, and subscribe on the podcast service of your choice. We have a lot of them out there. You can find them. The complete list is teamchatpodcast.com/where to listen. But before we go, we do have to do our soundtrack spotlight, which is provided to us by Bro Mogan.
As usual.
It is the Temple of Flowing Sands from Near
Gestalt.
Gestalt. So let's have a
Gerald
little-
of Riviera.
So let's have a little bit of a listen to that real quick before we jump back into our gameplay. Ooh, I like this. It's Enya-esque. I like this.